Hello, good evening, welcome along to the Jackocar Cup Series for race 200 here at Spa. It is season 12 round 8, but I mean, who really cares? This is race 200. We've done absolutely nothing to celebrate it apart from put race 200 in the title. So there you go, that's how we celebrate things these days. We've all grown up, we've all grown sick of this league, and no one cares about it anymore. I'm going to come to the own wire. With me, I've got Jacko, who's probably doing some tweet or whatever, so I'll keep talking for a moment. Because it looks like we've got 18, possibly 19 drivers here for tonight, which is up from 16 that we've had for the last few races. And we have two jokers tonight as well. And they will be, let me just get it up, Yuri and OKK. I keep hoping for a good performance for OKK, but frankly, I think Yuri needs it just as much, so it'll be interesting to see how these two get on at Spa. As always, it's dynamic weather, so who knows what conditions we'll have. We've had rain affect the last couple of qualifying sessions, but will we see a wet race today? We'll have to wait and find out, won't we, as we head into qualifying, which looks like it's dry, Jacko.
Yes, hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to race 200. Or if you want to look at it another way, I think it's about race 307, if you include all the Kia ones, but it depends how much you value the Kia series. Some people do. People like Ben Harrett and Sullivan Lewis, they love it. Let me just confirm that stat. It's actually race 308, but yes. Of course we don't really care. 200 for the Cup Series, and not out, it would appear. Car grid, biggest one this season. Still not quite used to the heights that we used to have, but we'll take it. We hope for a bit of rain, and we hope for an Arnold win from the very back of the grid. At least that's what you and I want.
Yes, we'd like to see it. We had Casper. We thought Casper might do it in Baku, which is where we were on Tuesday night, but it didn't quite happen. The reason we want to see it is because we were talking about the last time we saw back-to-back winners, and we were talking about Arnaud, the fact he's won from the back before a couple of times, but he's not actually won back-to-back races since like the first half of Jackocar's history. It's been a very, very long time.
Season 2.
Yeah, Season 2. It's just been so long. So, yeah, obviously it comes up in conversation because we have, if you win a race this season, you then are not allowed to qualify for the following race. And that just creates a bit more excitement. Always get to see the fast drivers coming through from the back. We end up seeing literally all the fastest drivers coming through because it rained at the end of qualifying on Tuesday, and it made for a very exciting first half of the race. Second half was a bit rubbish, but watch the first half back. It was very exciting. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how Arne gets on. We've not chosen Belgium, by the way. Once again, this is all sort of Jacko whacks all the tracks we haven't raced at yet into ChatGPT, and it spits out the track we race at. And so it just so happens that we do get the track that Arnaud has won from the back twice on. So there you go. It's all lining up for him tonight, isn't it, Jacko? So we'll have to see if he can take advantage of this lucky break.
Yeah, and I don't recall the stats. Two of those from the back of the grid, and I think the other two were from pole. He is a 4-time race winner at Spa in Jackocar alone. Goodness knows how many other times he's won around here in the likes of One Hub and other similar competitive leagues. Robin Board will be your first man to come through to start a hot lap. I was going to say something else. Oh yes, Belgium. We use ChatGPT to decide the calendar, but Belgium, much like Silverstone, has found itself in its normal position in the calendar. It's always sort of around 6, 7, 8, and we're getting it here in round 8 on a Thursday night for race 200. So, as much as it's random, it's also it feels right, doesn't it? So we're looking forward to getting Austria round 10 next week when we do the double header.
Oh yes, it just occurred to me now, we really should have told the drivers to stick some throwback liveries on. Maybe not to like old cars, but to their old Jackocar liveries. That could have been the way we celebrated that, because Ryan, it used to be the traditional throwback livery, didn't it? Event.
Yeah.
Oh well, I knew we'd forget some way of celebrating. Maybe some have already done it. I see Arnaud's running with a bit of orange on his sort of colour indicator on the side there, so he's got a different livery. Jamie Griffiths has a different livery as well, which you'd probably have a look at it. So some drivers have changed their colour schemes around a wee bit. So, we'll keep an eye on it, see if we spot any sort of familiar liveries for these guys tonight, although I don't know if anyone could be arsed, to be honest with you.
Now definitely could. He told me he was doing a Jackocar livery. Aside from that, reports of rain for the race in the chat, Owen.
Oh, here we
I don't know
go.
if you've been seeing that.
I've not been looking, actually. I've had the quali order up. We wanted that to happen. We did want to see a wet race, as we see Robin drifting out of the final corner. It's an interesting stat that about Arna, by the way. The fact he's a 4-time winner at Spa and a 1-time champion. I don't know if he's ever been compared to Kimi Räikkönen, but well, he was a 1-time champion and he won 4 times at Spa. So, Arnaud, you gotta win to avoid only being a 1-time champion, because he's a lot better than a 1-time champion, I think. And he's chasing down the all-time wins record. He's already got the all-time points record. So he's very much the favourite son of the Jackocar League at the minute. So he needs to take advantage of it while he can.
Ben Shaw's lost his title as son of the league because he's got less points, has he?
51 races without a win as well. He's really not giving himself anything to work with, unfortunately. He likes a pole position, but he doesn't like a race win anymore.
Oh dear, good old Ben Shaw. He is also a 1-time champion. I think, is it just the 2 wins in Portimao? I think that's his track where he's got multiple race wins. As Michael O'Keke goes P2. I'm sure he'll get another lap in, as will Robin and Jamie Griffiths. Jack Craig on a lap. Sorry, welcome back to him. That looks like a almost Jaguar style livery. Almost.
I did look at him briefly. I actually thought we were looking at Schmickels for a second, but we'll complain about him.
Sweaty Hall.
We'll complain about him in a moment. He's about to start his lap, but behind him we've got Baza, and I just want to see. He's actually having a horrendous lap. Right, so Schmickels was the last one into the lobby, basically. We tell the drivers the track slightly in advance, and clearly he's heard us complaining about the fact he's a PC sweat, part of the so-called master race, and yet he can never get a good result for the life of him. So he's heard that the track is Spa, and he, with every single, this man's grey. Just to be aware, he's got much better things to be doing in his life, but he spends his time, he spends his time sweating for a Jackocar race. So I'm expecting big things from Mr. Garrett Hall. He is grey.
There is elements of grey, certainly, pushing their way through his skull to the outside world as he struggles round. Is that No Name? I don't know. It's one of them, Owen. I've never tried to name the corners. We all know that.
Yeah, this one's
Poo on. He's keeping
it
valid. That one's Poo on. There you go.
Chris McCarthy always calls this the Piff Paff, and the way he says Piff Paff is, I can't replicate it, but it's just really funny. If you ever hear, someone will know what I'm talking about. When you watch F2 and F3 rounds here, Chris McCarthy, he loves saying Piff Paff chicane. I've always known it as Fanya, but anyway, apparently it's Piff Paff. So there you go.
Owen, here's one for you as well, just to go back to Gareth Hall. If he doesn't win tonight, that will be 75 races without a victory for the so-called fastest man in team speed. Here he is in bus stop. But yeah, 75 races. That'd be worse than Ben Shaw. Up to the line he comes, and it's only good enough for P6. What do we think about that?
It's no good, Jacko, unfortunately, from so far. And it's going better than it is for Leroy Hasselager, who's running round with an invalid lap. Obviously, the track is 7 kilometres long here, so if you get a lap run, you've got even less time to prepare yourself for a second sort of bite of the cherry. You've got 1 minute and 2 seconds to start your final lap, is what this will be now, as Robin
out, by the way,
has crossed the line, and Arnaud is out. Let's have a look at his livery. He is in sort of the red and sort of... Is it a Jackocar livery? I mean, it's got orange on it. Yes. I suppose it's a standard livery, but the gold's been replaced by Jackocar orange, really, is what that is. I mean, fair enough. He's made an effort. Oh, goodness sake. I was about to actually go to OKK because, I mean, P3 at the minute, that's a relatively competitive time on the Joker. Same with Yuri, but we'll focus on Yuri after Robin's fast at the minute. Then we'll focus on Yuri, because Yuri obviously is one of the jokers alongside OK. That's why I'm impressed by our lap times. But let's see if Robin can extend. He's extended the track limit. That's what he's done. So, and Yuri as well.
Yuri's done exactly the same.
Ah, well, that's sort of all the top three have been in the wall then. So, let's see, or in the wars, I should say, maybe. But here's Baza. Let's see if he can keep it clean. A little bit on the grass there, as he was avoiding Gareth Hall. He's harvesting, isn't he? So this isn't going to be a good lap either. Leroy, I think he's the only one who can actually set a lap time now, isn't he?
Yuri's going to give him a tow as well, all the way up to bus stop. He's planned this. Well, he's not planned it. He ruined his lap, and now he's planned it ever since then. Leroy, who invalidated on his first hot lap. This is his one and only shot then, Owen, to get a lap on the board.
Look at what happens when the ERS runs out. He just loses all momentum then, and he still brakes too late for the bus stop chicane. That's disastrous.
It's messy, isn't it? It's awful from Leroy.
He'll still go fastest.
It's still P1. Wow.
I know, but he loses half a second in that last sector just through running out of ERS at the wrong time. People, stop using hot lap on a qualifying lap. It doesn't work. Just use medium. Codemasters messed it up. Hot lap doesn't last a whole hot lap. It's ridiculous. Just use medium and then use bursts of overtake. That's all you need on the qualifying lap, honestly. Because it prevents that sort of thing from happening where you just lose everything. We were on board. You could just see that car. It was like he lost a cylinder. It was unbelievably slow. But anyway, he's fastest for now. Leroy, who had a good chance on his Joker last week to get a good result, led the race, but the safety car sort of fell the wrong way, and then eventually he found the wall. So, as many did that day, in fairness. But, yeah, his Joker's gone. It's his brother's turn this week, but let's go and see Ben Harrett in the Fast 9. And, we called him Resurgent last week, didn't we? And then he hit the wall, so I don't know, I don't want to hype him up too much, really.
It wasn't his fault though, was it? He was put there by Mr. Kelterborn, who broke late. Mr. Kelterborn actually will serve a penalty this evening. Qualifying ban is one part, and then he has to serve a drive-through as well. So he will jump the start, which is why you see him down there in 17th. And just very quickly, Jack Craig confirming that his livery is based off of the Jaguar. But Mr. Wyatt, here is the resurgent Ben Harrett. Would you like to take us around Spa?
Let's see if I can remember any corner names. The Source, I think this one is. It's quite good, this corner, because it's sort of it cambers downwards, and it's very satisfying to get that corner right when you sort of swing the wheel in, and that really was very close to the back of Risky, wasn't it? As up through Rouge and Radion. This is. Do you remember back in the olden days, back when Jackocar was 1 or 2 races old, when going up flat out through Eau Rouge was practically impossible? This is where we saw the 6, 7, 8 car pile up in season 1. It was all because you just couldn't go flat out, and now it's just trivial for these guys. It's unbelievable.
It's easy, yeah.
Was no problem either.
The only exception is Kaya in Kia Series, where he paused to go up through Rouge and Radion.
Yeah, that was
crash.
Yeah, that was strange to say the least. I'm glad it was spotted as well. But here comes Ben through Pouhon, which is effectively flat, really. If you go too conservative into there, you'll turn in too hard, and then that'll sort of make you overreact. You'll hit the curb, then you'll go wide. It's a really difficult corner. You've actually sending it through there is the only effective way of getting through there without invalidating or losing too much time. It's a horrible corner when you've not done much practice, and these guys won't have done much practice because they won't have known what the track was all day. But anyway, Ben has survived. He's kept it valid. Once again, watch how. Look at that. He's lost 10 mile an hour already. Just when his ERS sort of he had to go through a corner, but he still loses 7 mile an hour top speed as soon as his hot lap runs out. And of course he'll get no run out of the final corner either, and he goes second fastest, and that's entirely because he runs out of ERS too early. It really does cripple the car when you run out of energy in the final sector. Here is Pete Knighton in the Jackocar colours. That definitely is the Jackocar colours. Very different to what he usually runs.
Good to see from Pete Knighton. And on the topic of Pete Knighton, all together now 190 races. That's all I need to say. He is Ben Harrett's main rival, and of course, Ben Harrett would say Pete Knighton is his main rival. But can Pete Knighton put it anywhere near pole position? No, he can't. He sits behind his old foe, Mr. Ben Harrett. So we'll move on then to Tony Kirkpatrick, somebody who needs a race win, Owen, and runs the rose gold liveried car this evening with no sponsorship. But he is a very, very fast man who's just yet to show it this season. 8 rounds in as well. Up to the bus stop then. And where will Tony put it? That's a lot better. That's the best one we've seen.
That was shocking.
Put it on the... oh, never mind.
Was shocking. What was all that about? I was about to praise his ERS management because he actually had some. But
he's going to start the back.
He's blown it, yeah. He's going to start last. After his crash at Baku, I didn't think this week could get much worse for him, but it just has. He's going to be doing the last first challenge. So that means Arnaud can no longer win from last. So that's what you've done, Tony. And mind you, Mike's also behind him, in fairness. Yeah. So it wouldn't even be from the back row. Pathetic. Let's see how Sullivan Lewis gets on. Predictably, he's run out of energy, but he's on 195 mile an hour by the time he hits the braking zone. I mean, that's a good 10 mile an hour faster nearly than Ben Harrett was. So
smooth
different setup philosophies out there, and risky. We saw the high top speed. It's brought him P1, and we know that he's a very fast driver this season. And I expect that time to sort of hold. But as soon as we see a lap time from someone who doesn't mess up their ERS, I'll be really fascinated. I know this must be really grating for your, for listening, but I have a point. As soon as you see someone do it properly, you'll see what I mean when their speed doesn't rapidly decrease in the last 10 seconds of the lap. As we see Ben Shaw, he's running hot lap as well. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? You've already used 95, you've used, 75% of your energy before you come to the longest flat-out portion possibly on the whole calendar. Maybe only beaten by Baku. It's ludicrous. Runs out of ERS 20 seconds away from the line. He might as well be under... Look, I was going to say he brought the yellow flag. I was going to react a little bit there. But, do you know what I mean? It just costs so much time. Nice livery, though. We like the livery. We like the colours. Yeah. We don't like the lap time.
Jackocar
The lap time's shocking. It's, 3/4 of a second off P1.
Oh. Owen.
Oh.
Johannes
That is
has invalidated.
That is a no, isn't it? That's Arnaud getting in another position.
Yeah. So we've got some fast names that are going to be fighting from the back then. So we've only got 3 opportunities left to see somebody put together a lap to make you happy. The first of which is Corey Dalton. Championshipless Corey Dalton. He is hunting down the wins though, getting ever closer to the big number 20, which Arnaud hit on Tuesday night. But what can Corey do? He always runs yellow, doesn't he? He's not done anything special for Jackocar's 200th Cup Series race.
His livery sort of comes in the Jackocar colours anyway, doesn't it? I mean, he's got his Lewis Hamilton colours, but then I think the default colours that come with a livery just so happen to be the Jackocar colours anyway, so it's a happy accident of a livery. I think it's still the best livery out there, to be honest with you. Especially because he's a Hamilton fan. Like, that's exactly what you'd expect a Hamilton fan to be running in. It's perfection, if I do say so myself. And there's no reason to change it.
Just the 5 races since Corey last won in Monaco this season, so already in the playoffs. But I'm not going to call myself Owen Wyatt, but he is very slow and drops miles per hour.
Have you started to notice it?
Through the final bit of the lap. Yeah, I have. It's annoying me now.
Yeah, can you see what I mean? It's so irritating, because then you see the time across the line is a 10th off pole, and if only he'd managed his ERS a little bit better, he'd have been on pole. But no, he's only second. Right, Jake, nope. He's going to disappoint me. Surely Casper's doing it correctly. Well done, Casper, but we'll worry about you in a minute, because here is Jake O'Sullivan, Jacko.
Yep. We will say it. 3-time champion. 25 race wins. 24 pole positions. He would like to make it 25, but because he's not listening to Owen Wyatt and taking driving tips, he will not make it 25. It is looking, unless Casper can do something special, it's looking like Sullivan Lewis is going to take his 2nd pole position here in the Cup Series. We will stay with Jake O'Sullivan to the end and see if he can do anything special. third in the all-time points list, first in the all-time wins list. Up to the line then, Jake O'Sullivan, P1, he takes it away from Sullivan Lewis. What can Casper Klein do? Owen Wyatt.
He did manage his ERS a little bit towards the end there, did Jake. I think he realised what was happening. But look at this then. We've got Casper able to use a bit more overtake, and he's still got plenty of the green bar left. And so he'll stay above 190 miles an hour. And he'll have some energy to get out of the final corner because he's sat in medium. It's not that hard, people. If only you'd listened to me. Luckily, Casper is a smart driver. He's going to be on pole position.
Best till last. Best till last. There
and
you
that's what he deserves because he's got some common sense. He's also got a fantastic looking livery. I'm a big fan of the gold on there. Keep it. You deserve it. You're clearly the best.
13 pole positions all time for Casper Klein. 2 race wins this season. Can he go and make it free and be clear of Arnaud, or can Arnaud do it from P16 on the grid? He's done it before. He's done it from further down, in fact. The 4-time race winner here in Spa. But Casper Klein is your man on pole for race 200.
Quote from Sullivan: "It's the hope that kills you." Well, you've still got a whole race ahead, mate. P3, I mean, keeping up the good form he's had this season. Jake needed a good result. P2 is still a good result. Casper on pole. Corey there in 4th. We've got Ben Shaw 5th, a little bit down from where he's been recently. Leroy 6th, good result. Ben Harrett, and then you've got Pete, Robin, Yuri, and OKK. The 2 jokers are going to start side by side. And, Arnaud, he's up in 16th. He should be starting last. That's already a good start to the comeback. And obviously Johannes is back there as well. Tony back there too. And if we're going to get rain in the race, this is going to be potentially interesting. But I will just take my victory lap for a minute. It's so good to have a piece of, analytical genius proven by Casper there. Thank God he didn't mess that lap up. And he watches these streams as well, so I will say thank you very much. We did notice a lot of drivers had, in fairness, pretty poor top speed anyway. This is why. Because you need high winds in the full wet conditions. Now, in the pits for, I think that's Corey's pit, you can see there's some full wet tyres in there. On this game, and we've discussed this before, on this game, the full wet tyre is about as useful as it is in real life, which means you don't want to use it, really. An intermediate tyre is just better. In normal conditions, an inter is better because it just survives more conditions, obviously, and really they're not that much slower than a full wet. But in a race where you have to make 2 stops, maybe the full wet will have some use because you may not be on them for very long, and it's about being on the right tire at the right time at that point. But it'll be interesting to see how people navigate these conditions because it's the complete opposite of qualifying. And if you've had no practice, you can't. Surely, in the short time these guys have known the track, they couldn't have practiced wet and dry.
No chance. My fear for Casper is that I saw him in the chat at the start of the session asking for a wet setup, which either he's playing the game or he genuinely needs a setup.
Look at this. Mate, Casper's my favourite driver. I'm not even going to make this up anymore. He's the only guy that makes any sense. He's the only guy that listens to my advice. The only one. He does qualifying correctly. He sticks those intermediate tyres on. Give this man a championship. He knows what he's doing, for goodness sake. This is a driver that you should aspire to be like. Look at that. All on the full wet, apart from the pole sitter. I'm disappointed in Arnaud. I'm disappointed. You should know better.
So, Owen, because I wasn't listening to you post-qualifying, why is being on intermediates the right thing to do?
What we find in this game, in general, is that the full wet tyre isn't really faster than an inter. Even in these full wet conditions, an intermediate, a bit like in real life, is just the better all-round tyre. Because as soon as this rain starts to sort of ease off, you're already on the right tyre. And if you're only using maybe 1 or 2 seconds a lap on a full wet, they're not going to make a pit stop on you by the time it's time to change to intermediates again. So why not just be on intermediates? It's what they do in real life. So
Casper's just got to keep it on the track then, in other words. It doesn't matter too much if he lets a handful of cars go through. He's going to be there or thereabouts.
The only potential sort of problem with this for Casper, well, maybe not a problem, but It's the fact that this is a mandatory 2-stop race, which means maybe everyone's going to come in after 3 laps, and in which case maybe those intermediates won't give you as big an advantage as they would do in a standard 1-stop. But I mean, we'll wait and see, because you may be able to pit from your wets to intermediates in 3 laps, and well, you've undone the damage straight away. But we'll see what happens. But I don't know. If you listen to the sort of esports drivers as well, I think they'd sort of be agreeing. You just stick the intros on. I've won league races doing this before. I mean, it's not like it's just on this game. Just an intermediate is just a lot better than a wet. It just is. It's a fact of F1 as well. We had a whole bloody race delayed here by, what, an hour, 2 hours, however long the Belgian Grand Prix was delayed by this year, because no one wanted to go on the wets, because they're crap. So, yeah. Let's see. Casper could throw it in the wall on the first lap, but he's probably the driver that practices the most on this game, probably the driver who races the most on this game, so it doesn't surprise me that he's the one who's picked those tyres. Because he knows. We did a wet race here in one hub, and ignoring the fact that I bottled a second place because I pitted too early off the intermediates were the right tyre to be on in the rain in that situation.
There you go, Racing 101 with Owen Wyatt. Casper, number 1 on the game, Arnaud de Grief, number 1 in the Jackocar regular season standings. It was this time last season at round 8 when Arnaud won here. Can he do it again from P16? Casper, keep your eye on him. And Owen Wyatt has something to say before he says something else.
I was just going to say, yeah, if this dries up, which we don't know if it will or not, it may be full wet the whole way, but if it dries up, this track, even when it stops raining, it'll take 7 or 8 laps to get back to dries based on what I saw in the one hub race. So if there's any sort of switching from wets to dries, you're going to have to be super precise on when you do that. But for the moment, it is very wet out there. And for the 200th time in the Jackocar Cup Series, boogity, 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 let's go racing. And Casper gets off the line. He's going to be side by side with Jake O'Sullivan into turn 1. And Jake all the way round his outside. He's made a great start to this race. He's going to wee bit ride though. It's a bit like Norris's line last year. And then some banging of wheels between Casper and Risky. Where can Corey Dalton factor up the inside of Eau Rouge? It's Risky's stop at Risky himself. Even more sort of all over the show, but I think that was Corey's front wing I saw go flying. Someone's front wing was off. It's Casper's. I think he may have hit the back of... Well, has he hit the race leader? Who's he hit? Either way, his front wing is absolutely decimated and has brought out a virtual safety car. But that was drivers coming together up Eau Rouge. He was side by side with Risky. So, could it have been him? I'm really confused as to where that front wing's gone, to be honest. Did you see who he hit?
I'll try and help you out of turn 1. I had the reverse angle where Sullivan was up the inside of Casper and Jake, inside of 3, and he lost traction on exit, and so did Casper. Casper in the middle went to one side towards Sullivan, and then that's like spooked Sullivan, but there was sorry, but there was no contact made. So I think Casper must have hit Jake. Up the Radion. Yellow flags are now in.
Dear.
And we are back to green flag. Cars all over the place. Sullivan up to P2. Casper's falling away with that wing damage, Owen Wyatt.
Yeah, Risky, he just stuck it up the inside there and took the position pretty robustly there for second place. Corey now third and Casper fourth. He's struggling with that front wing damage. He's going to have to be in. This
Ben Harrett is flying, by the way.
It'll become undrivable.
P6 now.
Yeah, but look, he's in P8. We've already got Arnold. He's already gone up half the grid, and he's passing cars for fun out here. Up in P7,
loves it, doesn't he?
And side by side now we've got Corey and we've got Risky, and I think they've made contact because Risky is way off the road in a straight line, which is very unusual. Jake O'Sullivan, we've not seen this version of him for a while. 2.6 seconds clear at the head of the field. The perfect start to this race, and Casper does indeed come to the pits. That means that Arnaud has made 10 places on lap 1 alone. Unbelievable stuff.
Incredible. So it means he's immediately in the fight, because aside from Jake's 2.3 second lead, the rest of them are all very, very close to each other. Ben Harrett now bridging the gap between Ben Shaw and Sullivan Lewis. He's on his way. OKK out of this race. His first DNF this season.
Accident at turn 1 that was. And he's come together. It's hard to tell who he's I think Yuri was with him. He's brought the safety car out anyway. But, okay. Joker driver, of course. Was that 2 Joker drivers coming together? And this is a great race for a Joker. You know, if they stay out of trouble, you can go maybe wets to inters to inters, but Yuri's now got front wing damage. So that makes his job a lot harder.
Also, worth noting, Tony Kirkpatrick up 7 positions, Johannes up 9, Jamie Griffiths up 5, Arnold 10, Ben Harrer only 3, but he was planted in those corners. So lots of gains, but lots of losses as well. OKK, the first real big loss of this race as well. He is out for the first time in the season. Jake O'Sullivan, you mentioned him, leading the way. It's the first time we've seen him actually any use since he won in the Netherlands in round 1.
Of course, he had some pace at the end of Baku, didn't he? Who was it he was chasing down on the line? I forget who was. Oh wow! How am I going to forget? Of course, it was Johannes. Of course. Those two were side by side across the line, separated by 7/1000 of a second. But he showed pace at the end of that, did Jake, and that's encouraging to see. Casper, when he came to the pits, put a new set of intermediates on, so he's very much sticking with the philosophy of Inters being the better tyre. I mean, he's got a pit stop out of the way now, hasn't he? We don't have to pit by lap 3 anymore, do we?
Nope, that is a valid stop for Casper.
So
I think his issue was the wing damage.
Yeah. So I think, in a sense, he may feel he's got the way of one there if he's able to get these Inters up to temperature. Again, we don't know if the rain's going to stop or not. Well, at least maybe you know, and maybe someone's told you, but I've not been really paying attention to what people are saying. Has Jake O'Sullivan decided he fancies Inters? Is anyone going to go to Inters? I mean, they're all into the pits. This makes sense.
Bazza stays out.
Well, Bazza stays out, but the problem is these guys have all let Casper basically pit and then catch the safety car train. So, where is the pole setter going to end up? He's only in the final chicane. So he hadn't fully caught up, actually. I thought they were behind the safety car. They've all actually passed it and they never caught it. So that means they're all still under Delta. So this is very frustrating. And the reason we're not worried about Mike Kelterborn here is because he had to take a drive through. So he hasn't made a legal stop yet. Yeah, good luck with that, mate. He did attempt to overtake Johannes there a lot after he'd exited the pits. But yeah, that was never going to happen. I mean, Jake, he's come out in 2nd place then, risky 3rd, ahead of Corey. So was there a bit of stacking going on there? Because Corey was ahead of him. I wasn't watching it, if I'm being completely honest with you. Yuri staying out, even though he's got the damage, he's still on a Joker, so he might as well stick with it and just hope things go his way. And Jack Craig, the only one in the pits there who decided to go for the Inters. Probably just to stick with the colour of his car, which I'm sure he's tried to go for Jaguar. Maybe it's a tad too...
that's what he said.
I don't know. Is it too green? Can it be too green for a Jaguar?
I think
it's more like
not too green, too light of a green.
Yeah, right, yeah. Because I always see the Jaguar being more sort of a darker green. But do you know what? Whatever. Let it happen. Someone always does a Jaguar livery, so it's nice to see that someone's out there doing it.
We've seen many variations of Jaguar liveries over the years as well. I'm trying to think some of the best ones. I know Corey and Bazza have done them. I'm sure there was somebody else who did a remarkable job of a Jaguar livery. I just can't remember who. Do you remember when we used to have a throwback week? That was fun.
Well, this is it. We were talking about that in qualifying. We really missed a trick there this week by not getting them to do one.
Yeah, should have thought about that. No, and it was 200 races, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well.
Poor effort from us. You can tell we're getting old. Well, he's getting old.
Back for you. The last time Bazza led a race, he won it, and that was that was 8 races ago in Monza last season.
Yeah, and that required Arnaud being caught up in an accident at the final corner, which I recall had me up off of my chair, jumping up and down, celebrating. So, yeah. Good luck with that again, Bazza.
He will lead the lap as well, so it counts. This is genuine as Yuri pits.
That'll be a long second stint.
Here's a stat for you. How many laps do you think Bazza has led in the Cup Series. Bearing in mind he's been a part of it since season 1. He's not racing every season, but he has been a part of it over. This is 77 starts now.
Only 77.
Yeah.
Damn.
Don't forget he was primarily a Kia driver for a lot of that.
21
96 starts.
21. I don't think it's many. Mind you, maybe some years they took him once a lot, I suppose.
That lap you've just seen was his 8th lap in the lead.
Yeah.
In the Cup Series.
You see, I always expect people may have more laps led than they have because of jokers. Sometimes they would just sort of find themselves leading for 1 or 2 laps, just hope, goal hounding like we see Casper do so often. But yeah, well, I mean, 1 win out of 8 laps led. It's not a bad record, is it?
No, it's not bad. And were you paying attention in the Twitter chat earlier, Owen?
No, I was at work. I
Okay.
skimmed through it. I saw that you put loads of stats in about various stuff.
I did. So who has the most laps led ever?
I have absolutely no
And
idea.
how many?
I have no idea.
Okay, so Arnaud is so far clear with 891 laps led.
How many?
891.
That's-
And to put that into perspective, we've only had 6,347 laps total in the Cup Series. That's a good, 18%?
And he's only won the title once.
Once with 20 wins. For comparison,
I'll tell you
Jacko
what,
Sullivan with 3
Kimi
titles and 25 wins.
Kimi Räikkönen
He's led
won.
564.
Kimi Räikkönen won 21 races just to keep the whole Kimi Räikkönen parallel going here with Arnold. If he wins 1 more, he can retire as our version of Kimi Räikkönen. I don't know if Kimi retired. Kimi just didn't really care, did he, at all? But now that I've decided to make the parallel, they're quite evident, actually. He also won a title he had He also won a title he shouldn't have won, really, because last season, no offence to Arnold, but that was Corey's title to lose, and he lost it.
And he lost it, yeah.
And the Lewis Hamilton fan loses. Oh, jeez. Arnold's just Kimi Räikkönen. Legit, he actually just is. How has no one ever realised this? I can't believe it. There's too many parallels here. This is weird.
I can't believe we're going for another lap under safety car.
Nor can I. I wonder why, because the whole field was packed up. This is not, it's only a 22 lap long race, so wasting 4 of them behind the safety car is really not what we need.
No.
And that rain's not getting any lighter as well, so I'm suspecting this is going to be here to stay.
Does mean Jacko Sullivan net race leader, but Barry is going to cause absolute chaos on the restart, like he usually does. We love that. Sullivan may be eyeing up a possible win here, but Corey's there. Ben Harrett's looking fast. Ben Shaw in the mix, and of course, don't forget him, Arnaud de Grief in a net P6 from 16th on the grid, and looking for his 5th Jackocar win in Belgium, his homeland.
I've got to say, I think I really do hope Risky can get a run at Jake here, because I think he feels like this could be a real chance to win. Because obviously he was disappointed he didn't get pulled, but part of him must have thought he had it for a moment. And we've seen him with such good pace this season. I have a good feeling about him. I reckon he'll win at some point this season. He's very much sort of taking this. He just looks very good. I was going to try and figure out who we can compare him to, but there's no one really. He's just risky. We'll see.
I think your
suggestion
of a win is not too far wrong, Mr. Wyatt.
If we get to Monza at some point, we know he's good there. Been on the podium now. He's won titles there. He's won there in the Cup Series. Belgium's not all too different. It's high speed enough. So go on, Risky. Win a race. Safety car's in.
In a tier with names like Corey, Johannes, Jacko Sullivan, Casper, Arnaud, to win a race outside of those names, you're bloody good. And this is his game, isn't it? He's got tough competition, but a bit like Ben Shaw, if he can get himself in the mix, then I think Sullivan stands a very good chance of going deep into the playoffs. It's over to Barry Baldwin, leading only his 10th lap in the Jackocar Cup Series. It's all on him. Owen Wyatt to green.
Keep an eye on the free drivers and intermediates as well, but here goes Baza, and Risky's had a great restart. He's already all over the back of Jacob Sullivan. Ryan is outside into turn 1. This is with a net leading the race. Is he going to get it, or is he going to get pushed off the track? He's just been left enough space. Surely he's got this, but now Jake's coming back at him. This is going to be side by side. No, it's not. And Sully is into the net race lead. Can he now get past Baza and take the outright race lead? And look at the run he's going to have again, Jacob Sullivan. They may both come past Baza here. This is going to be very close. Where does Baza go? He's going to go outside to defend. Nearly contact between him and Risky, but Risky gets through on the inside. He's broken too deep. He's gone off. Oh no, look at this.
And retains the lead, and somehow he's kept it. What's happening behind? Corey Dalton.
Yeah, Corey Dalton's made contact with Jacob Sullivan, and Ben Harriot's going to have a look as well. Sully had to let Baza back through because he went off when he took the lead.
And Arnold's fifth.
He just has to keep calm here, and he'll lead for a bit. But I think Arnold's going to have all of them here, isn't he? He's absolutely flying on this restart.
He is hungry. Go on, Arnold.
What an exciting restart.
Fantastic stuff. Look, Jake's wide. Arnold sniffing up the inside here for another position.
Oh, more
up
contact.
To P4 goes the Belgian. Can he get it? Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. Jake O'Sullivan concedes defeat there. Contact. He remains on the outside, and there's contact again, but Arnold will hold position. Barry Baldwin still leads. Corey Dalton's third with Sullivan in the middle.
What a ballsy move that was from Arnold there. Fantastic. Going side by side through Puon. That requires a lot of bravery. But he made it stick, and now look at Corey Dalton. He's made contact, big contact there with Sully, and this is going to let Arnold right into this. And Baza, well, he's going to pull away at the front here. Contact again! Oh, wow! Look at Arnold. He's going to get past Risky. Is he going to get past Corey Dalton? Up his inside. That's solely on the brakes. He didn't mean to do that, and he just about got it stopped. What on earth is going on here? Has Johanna's been across, or has someone's been across the final chicane? Look at
Sullivan Lewis.
Look at Casper, by the way, just in the middle of this mess, and it was Sully, wasn't it? As Casper, like I say, on intermediate tyres, should be, well, in the fight really. Just has to keep his nose this time.
Oh, Ben Harrop puts Casper on the grass, and Ben Shaw got an excellent view of that. Up Eau Rouge they go, contact, and Casper spins.
And speaking of Ben Shaw, his front wing's gone.
Oh, unbelievable. Casper straight back through on Ben Harrop, also with no front wing. Ben Shaw will take the mick there, 3 wide with Tony Kirkpatch. And Leroy sniffing behind, makes contact with Harrop, and there's a car on the grass. Who's that? I think it's Pete Knighton.
It's Pete Knighton indeed, yes. My goodness me. Right, back up at the lead.
His rival Ben Harrop.
Back up to the leaders as that 6-car scrap continues on. But Baza, as much as he's a good driver, he's not the fastest driver out there. And the fact he's led this lap, that's one more lap than he probably expects he'll have led off that restart. And Corey's gone a little bit wide, and Arnold's into the net race lead. It took just 7 laps.
It's so easy. It's so easy for him. And now he'll just gobble up Baza in a moment's notice. I'm sure Baza will put up some sort of defence, Owen, but he's all over the place. Arnold's so composed. He just has such a knack around Spa. And it's a matter of time. Up the inside he goes. Contact.
Corey's back through.
And back comes Corey.
Wow. Oh, wow, Corey. That was some brilliant driving. He's into the lead. Arnold's going to follow him through. And Baza, he put up a right good defence there. And Arnold's back into the slipstream as the rain still stays heavy. I can see the sun trying to sort of peek through, but the rain is still falling down. And for Arnold, these are his conditions right now. He is absolutely loving it. But Corey has fought hard to stay in the lead, and Jake O'Sullivan's fighting hard to get past Baza, and he's alongside him. He's not out of this yet. He's just at the fastest lap, but Jimmy Griffiths, he's also flying along out there. He's kept his nose clean. He's up to 4th, but Baza's up his inside, and he's hit him. Johannes might fancy getting involved as well, but Baza, we expected a hard fight. He has given us that. He's down to 5th now, but he brought some fantastic entertainment while he was at the front. He still is relatively at the front, but the guys here are faster than him. They're going to get away now. Here comes Johannes.
Oh, look at Johannes.
Had to lift off the throttle there. He wasn't sure what Jake was going to do, or what Baza was going to do, but he got through anyway. Arnold, he's just playing with Corey here. He's had Corey defending all over the place through Lake Com. But Corey, he is leading the race. And we said about Corey losing a title he definitely should have won to Arnold. They are teammates, but really at some point they should start fighting. And, drive for each other. If neither don't have any penalties, there's no incentive to help the other out. Jake O'Sullivan's not really on their tail yet. Let's have a proper scrap, please. Casper Klein, by the
Sullivan
way.
Lewis.
PA, he's behind Sullivan Lewis. And these two are next on the list to get past Baza. But that was awful, wasn't it, there through Puon for
both of them. Yeah.
Particularly for Casper. I was on board with him, and he practically came to a stop through there. He had a really difficult time. And Baza's pace is not helping any of these guys out. They need to get past him, and quickly.
Ben Shaw, by the way, has found himself all the way down in P17 in front of Schmickels.
Move for the lead.
Yori, not having a very good day of it. And yep, through goes Arnold. Looking to lead his 892nd lap.
Will Corey fight back? Shifts down.
Oh, he will.
That was brilliant through Blanchimont. That was perfect management there of just shifting down, keeping the revs high. And Arnold, good on the brakes. But Corey, good on the exit. Not quite able to get his foot down, no. He'd made a great sort of cutback. Arnold has the fastest lap, he has the race lead, but Corey has the outside line. He's going to switch back again through La Source. Oh no!
Keep it straight, man.
That's just shocking exit, isn't it? And that's going to let Arnold get away. I fear he may just disappear here. Let's see if Corey's got anything for him up the hill. I don't think he does.
He was in there on entry, but not as they come out the top, as Arnold streaks away into the lead in his homeland once again. It's a theme we've become very, very used to as Jake O'Sullivan starts to rejoin the fight. But look at the battle for fourth. Johannes at the inside of Jamie Griffiths. But Jamie Griffiths is going to hold on. So used to seeing Jamie Wright up this side, not Jamie Griffiths. What is he doing up there? He's having a great race. As the top five are very much clear of everybody else. Casper now through on Sullivan Lewis, just needs to bridge that gap and make it a top six. And Jamie Griffiths continues to hold off Johannes. And Arnold has started to build a bit of a gap now to Corey Dalton.
Both Jamie Griffiths and Johannes have front wing damage, so that might help Casper to catch them up. Sadly, Risky's race is starting to go a bit wrong. I think he may have picked up some floor or side pod damage because he had a lot of wheel-to-wheel contact. What did I say, wheel-to-wheel? It was more wheels into the side of his car contact. And on sim damage, which is what we're running at the minute, that can easily do your floor in because he had race-leading pace 2 or 3 laps ago, and now he can't keep the car in a straight line. He's off again, look. He's really he's having a horrible time out there. He's going to lose position down to PA, and he's not fighting it. I know it's a teammate, but he's got any fight in it, unfortunately. Here comes Johannes.
Mike Kelterborn. Mike dipped a wheel into the gravel as well. He will becoming threatened by Robin, his countryman, behind him. All the way loose. Owen's taken a drink, so I'll continue commentating here in the bus stop. I don't know what we're watching now. Because you're the stream man.
Well, I was just having a sip of my vanilla Coke. We were just watching the end. Yes, we were just watching the end of Johannes versus Jamie Griffiths because I'd say Johannes is gone now, and Jamie cutting Raddy on as well. That's going to leave him vulnerable. And here comes Casper running outside. Is he not? That's not going to work, is it? It's not going to work. He had no ERS, to be fair. But if he can get through here, Casper, I mean, the leaders are still in sight. If these Inters are a better tyres, as I suspect that they are, then if he's kept any life in them coming through the field, he may become a factor in this race yet. We also still have another pit stop to come, starting from the next lap, and I wonder if anyone will go for Inters then, or if they're just happy to stay with the wets. I mean, Arnold looked pretty confident on them. He still looks pretty confident on them. He was dancing around everyone on the full wets. Will he go for inters?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. As Casper not easily, moves up to P5.
Nope.
Jamie Griffiths comes back at him with his wing damage. Johannes isn't streaking away either, is he?
Well, Johannes also has the damage, hasn't he? So it could be detrimental, especially in the wet. I mean, it could be causing you some problems, but we do have Ben Harrett fighting one of the upper inter drivers out there in Jack Craig, and he's just got past him. He's got front wing damage, but the tyres, they seem to be pretty equal out there, which is fascinating. So we'll see how that goes for the next pit stop, because we aren't even at the halfway point in this race. And let's say with the sun still poking through, it's just hard to tell whether this rain's going to get lighter. I mean, there's even a dry-ish line. You can see a clear racing line out there. So even though the rain's teeming down, I just doubt it's a full wet track, to be honest with you. But anyway, they're sticking with it, and we'll see potentially at the end of this lap what decisions people make on tyres.
Yep, we're right in the happy window. Look at Casper, by the way. Right in the happy window between intermediates and wets. It just is what is your preference. But the pole sitter back into the top 5 then. That felt somewhat inevitable. And after his lap 1 damage, he's going to be very, very pleased with his recovery. By the way, Owen Wyatt, the chat is alive this evening. They're loving it.
Is
the
it?
Jackocar, the fans.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, I shouldn't really be so surprised.
Oh, see, no, you're correct to be surprised. We are having an excellent race. Remember, it is race 200, Belgium, Jackocar Cup Series. After tonight, we only have 2 more races left of the regular season as Casper dips a wheel and gets a penalty.
Uh-oh.
And that makes his life all that more harder. Oh, now De Grief up front, over 2 seconds clear of Corey Dalton. Doesn't seem to have an answer for him at the minute. And here, Jake O'Sullivan in his own little world once again. Not liking the conditions, but holding on to P5. And by the way, Bazza, who made that very late stop, I know it's only for P17, but he's found 3 seconds on Gareth Hall. So he is not too bad around here, I would say. Putting himself back in the picture. He would like a safety car, especially as it's lap 11.
Yeah, he's got that.
Gareth well wide.
He's got his front wing's broken as Baz's, so yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? But good old Schmickles there. No pace, McGee, whatever you want to call him. Just old. Maybe time to retire. Get yourself in the commentary box. We never get 20 drivers anyway. We just get yourself out of this misery. As we see Johannes into the pits. Will he put a new front wing on here? Corey's his teammate, you can see, because that's Corey's pit crew have come out. Maybe useful information, maybe not. Intermediates, that is useful information. He's decided the track's ready for them. Casper, well, no surprise to what he's going on. Everyone is in the pits at the minute. They're going for the intermediates. I think we've hit that crossover point now. And, well, Sully doesn't think so. Sully's gone for the full wets again. But this first lap on new tyres would be really fascinating to see. Johannes didn't change the front wing. Guess it would have lost him too much time. But yeah, let's see how he gets on. Casper, he's going to be straight past on Ben Harris. So let's see what he can do about Johannes then. They don't want to make any mistakes on this outlap because they will make a lot of time if they get this right. This is a lot more time you'll ever make on a dry tyre. Being on the right compound of wet tyre, having them brand new on this track, it's invaluable, honestly. So, especially on Spa, you'll gain 2-3 seconds a lap if you get this right. And I think we'll have to see the top 3 into the pits on this lap. The reason they may not want to be in the pits yet is because they don't want to, kill their tyres. Because it's a long old stint, half a race on one set of tyres on this year's F1 game. As Casper goes off on Puon. And you got Jimmy Griffiths was sideways as well as he was trying to get alongside Jack Craig. I said, this is not the time for mistakes. And if Johannes can just keep his nose clean, I mean, I know he's got damage out there, but he's not got any penalties, and that could be so important at the end of this race if he can keep the pace up and he can make an undercut happen, because Arnold's still not into the pits. Corey is. Jake is also going to stay out. So what this is these guys going for a tyre offset, isn't it? Or maybe waiting for another safety car, but, the guys behind them are making these seconds per lap now. Well, when Arnold and Jake pit, they'll also in turn make those seconds. And if they can wait 4 or 5 laps to pit, then they'll be massively fast on their new tyres. And then, you can see how the overcut may work. But for now, let's see where Corey comes out, because he's going to have Johannes
right
alongside him and ahead of him. And Casper nowhere near them. He's not got up to speed yet on these tyres, and Johannes is looking strong here.
Yep, the one thing that Arnold will be seeing, it shows the top 5 drivers. He'll see that Johannes has made the jump there on Corey Dalton, and surely it's got to be this lap for the Belgian, otherwise he's going to lose his very comfortable lead. You'd like to think he would have the confidence to gain it back, but certainly, as you say, Owen, Johannes very, very strong. Mr. P2. Casper on that first out lap was looking the stronger of the two, but it's just sort of faded away as he's now coming back up to the back of Corey Dalton as he finds his own confidence. But yeah, Johannes seems to be the man at the minute, but all eyes on Arnold at the end of this lap. Will he pit? Jake O'Sullivan holding on to P2. I got half a feeling he's going to come out behind Casper once this all cycles through.
Yeah, I think that they'll all be behind Johannes here, apart from maybe Arnold. I mean, let's see. Arnold obviously has 7.5 seconds over Jake. He's not like he's been pushing but I just think the undercut that these guys have had behind him is too much. The gap's about 20 seconds. Actually, what I'll tell you is 20.1 seconds. So I think Arnold will lose the lead here, but as you say, Jacko, I think he'll also get it back. And the rain is a lot lighter now, I think. At least lighter than it was at the start, so I think inters is the only option now. I think a full wet is just flat out the wrong choice.
Jake's saying out. Does Jake think that there's going to be dry conditions?
Well, Arno doesn't think it's going to even be inter conditions. He's happy with his full wets then. I think that's the wrong decision. Tony's gone for inters. Most of the rest of the field have gone for inters. Arnold will stay in the lead, but I think he's on the wrong mind you, looking at that shot, the rain is still hammering down. I could just be making up that it's getting lighter, but it looks lighter. It just doesn't look like a full wet track to me. Let's see what Arnold can do. But I think he's made a mistake here with his tyre.
I just want to know what Jake O'Sullivan's doing. Is this rain just going to suddenly stop and he's going to stick some softs on? Surely not.
Well,
there's not going to be enough time, is there?
They'll catch him. They'll catch him soon. That's the problem. They're only 8 seconds behind
only 9
him.
seconds.
Yeah, so he needs this to rapidly change in 2 laps. Maybe 3 laps if he's lucky, because he's got front wing damage. He's got the oldest tyres out there. He can't make any of the corners. He'll be gobbled up by the lot of them. Let's see how Arnold's getting on the wet tyre. Through Puon, I expect he'll have gained about half a second on Jake. Jake was horrible through here, and indeed he has gained the half a second. So, but Johannes with his damage is holding on, and Corey with his fully intact front wing is also hanging on. Casper, he's detached. He doesn't seem to have the pace, which is surprising. Jamie and Tony fighting for position lists. And you can see that Risky's lost 10 seconds to all this. So I'd say, yes, he must have some sort of floor damage. This is not natural. Here comes Johannes.
Sullivan stays out.
Johannes is going to take the net lead here. Right on the outside of Arnold de Grief. Oh, they've made contact. Look out for Corey Dalton. Corey's unfinished business in this battle with Arnold here. And he will get a chance, but look at how much he's...
keep the car straight.
Yeah, he's getting overexcited. Arnold doesn't fight back on Johannes. Has he realised he's made a mistake? Is he going to play the long game? Will wet tyres last longer than intermediate tyres? Have they got better longevity? Why has he gone on to them? I don't get it. He was so comfortable out front. Yellow flag.
Yellow flags.
It's for Ben Shaw through the gravel trap. He's back onto the track. But yeah, I really think Arnold's regretting this decision at the minute, unless we're expecting an absolute, thunderstorm to hit the track here. But as I've said, even if that does happen, intermediate tyres will still very much hold their own. They're effectively good for any rain, heavy or light. And I think Arnold's starting to realise he's made a mistake.
Yeah. And if Arnold loses this based on a tyre choice decision, he'll be kicking himself, because deep down, he would love to win this for a 5th time this race. It's his home track. He is the most successful driver in Jackocar around here. And what it would mean to get another one and be 3 wins on the season. But there is still time. There's 6 laps, in fact. And speaking of 6, it's only 6 seconds to Jake O'Sullivan, who is so slow. But what is he holding out for? Because in parts of the track, it's sunny. Turn 1, turn 2. But the rest of it, it's still raining. Who knows what he's up to? The 3-time champion. But he's not a 3-time champion for no reason. He must know something that we don't.
Well,
Arnold, though, is dropped away.
He could be waiting a little bit for the battle for 10th to end up in an accident, because it's you-know-who doing his blocking tactics, and it is making quite a big train. I've been watching it. Been watching this for the whole lap, and Jack Craig coming through now. They've had a very difficult time. There's already been nearly accidents. Oh, and another one. But obviously, this isn't going to help Jake, is it? When he's into the pits. He's gone for intermediates. He's going to have fantastic tyres, it has to be said. But as Corey takes 2nd place, is he going to be able to catch up? I mean, he's going to be so far behind. He's going to be behind Tony, perhaps, and Jimmy Griffiths. He'll get out of the pits. I think he'll get done down the hill. He'll get done by Jamie. Will he get done by Tony? There's going to make contact, and Tony gets through. So, yeah, 7th place. This is not Jake O'Sullivan. Who is this guy?
Done by Corey.
Well, as I say, yeah, down. We didn't really say it, but it almost went without saying that it was going to happen. Arno's on the wrong tyre. There's nothing he can do now. Maybe a safety car to undo his mistake and put some intermediates on. I mean, there's potential for safety cars to happen. Look at the train behind Risky now. Trains are happening.
Just come out of the pits.
Yeah, he's on intermediates. He's decided they're the tyre to be on, but I think he's got a wounded car, which means he may not be able to pull away too much. Here comes Ben Harrett on Jack Craig, and he's run out of VRS. Won't be able to make any moves there. But, you know, there's groups of cars here that could cause dramas. And Johannes, with his damaged car, I've got to reiterate that, he's running around with damage here. He's making this look easy at the moment.
Arnold stays within a second of Corey. He hasn't quite let him go just yet. And the gap actually between Corey and Johannes is gradually starting to close. I don't think it's enough if they carry on at this rate. I personally am on board with Ben Harrett, who's just chucking it around every corner at this minute. He's having a great time out there.
Yeah, can I just reiterate, we're on lap 16, about to start lap 17, 6 to go. That's a very long time on these tyres. I mean, Johannes will finish this race. Johannes will finish his race on 11 lap old tyres. That is not comfortable for tyre wear, I don't think. So, you know, a lot can still happen here. As we see Jake O'Sullivan now getting past Jamie Griffiths, and that's released Tony somewhat. Risky, he's got an okay gap to Jack Craig, but yeah, let's say I think he's just got damage. I mean, look at, he's 45 seconds off the leader. I mean, that's just, yeah, that's just visual proof of whatever's gone wrong with his car. We may be able to even seen it happen live, because he was getting sort of punted everywhere. I'm just doing a fair bit of punting himself, it has to be said, and there's someone's front lines line on the track there. What's happened there? Is that Ben Harrett, or had he already lost? Well, he's lost both sides now. So that'll have been his.
Oh. Sorry, I'm watching that penalty. That's what I was watching. Jamie Griffiths just locked up and went straight on at the Camel chicane. Arnold now 1 second away from Corey Dalton. Ways in the chat saying this gives all timer vibes. We've had the bit of drama, and it's falling into a bit of a strategy race. Still time for a safety car. It's certainly been up there with what we want in terms of a celebratory landmark race. 200 here in the Cup Series. And we still don't quite know who will win. Johannes teasing and tickling 3-second lead, but as you say, Owen Wyatt, that tyre wear, what can it do? Because Corey's tyres are better, and if Arnold can get his act together, he will be somewhere handy. Casper, though, he's all over the back of Arnold with his time penalty.
And he's got to get up the road here if he wants to make the podium, Casper. And we saw how everything went wrong for him in Baku on Tuesday. He's looking for a bit of redemption, and Arno's not fighting this. Casper's got the fastest lap in a race, Jacko. Is he starting to get himself into play? He's into third place. He's the fastest man out there. I think Arno's going to try and fight him on the exit, but I don't really think he's got anything to fight with. As we lose Leroy from the session. I don't even. He's P8 at the minute. He's got a 16-second gap to Risky behind, so hopefully he can get back in time, because he's having a quietly very good race, it has to be said. He was, P6 on the grid? All going well for him. But Casper, clear of Arnaud. Can he get at these leading drivers? The rain is very much still coming down, but it is still a tad bit lighter, isn't it? I don't think we'll get to dries. Even if it stops now, I don't think we're looking at dries, because again, I said before, the track just takes too long to dry up. But what's absolutely for sure is, with the way this rain's coming down, Arnoud's only going to get slower. So, at what point does he think about bailing out here, and sort of taking his medicine, coming into the pits? He's got 12 seconds to Jamie Griffiths. He may well get caught down to Jake anyway, so maybe pit, new set of inters, try and get back into the race that way and sort of salvage something with a bit of pace, because I think he may potentially struggle here to get a good finishing result. I just think he's only going to get slower. The rain is lighter and lighter every time we look at it.
Sure is. You were going to come to me and then you didn't about what Arnold did at Eau Rouge. He lifted off, by the way, but I know I'm aware I'm about 2 minutes late on that. That's your fault for talking too much. He has stayed within a second. I don't really know what it means. And I don't know if Arnold will be looking at that 7-second gap to Tony, thinking he can hang on. We are now, 4 laps from the end. Not quite time for those famous little words, where we are not sponsored by Credit One Bank. But Johannes, in all the midst of it, is leading the way and just gradually extending that gap to Corey Dalton. Will Corey see this as a missed opportunity? Or will something come to him late on? 18 cars still running. I'm not trying to force a safety car, but we sure would love one. Casper wouldn't, as he does, as you say, Owen, hold the fastest lap. 4 fastest laps this season. Looking for number 5 here in Spa.
I just can't believe how good Johannes' pace has been here. I mean, he's come... Where did he start again? He was way down, wasn't he? He's come up from 17th on the grid. We obviously... we've seen winners from low down already this season. And, this is very much outdoing what we saw on Tuesday, because this pace is just superb. If he had a full front wing, God knows how fast he'd be going. And he's just been getting the job done, as we have another yellow. I think that's for what's his face, Ben Shaw, just having a really, really bad day. We've not really mentioned him too much, and well he's last by a long way. He's going to get lapped soon, so no wonder we've not mentioned him. But yeah, Johannes, really impressive this.
Yeah, Mr. P2 looking for his 2nd win this season. He only got the 2 wins last season. It's a disgusting stat that he only has 3 wins all time in 26 starts, but Johannes is the most successful driver in Jackocar without a DNF, and that is more impressive than it sounds. 26 starts, 26 finishes, 24 of them inside the top 10, 3 wins, as I say, and I think it's about 21 top 5 finishes, looking for his 4th win all time. And he would go level with Casper and Arnaud on 2 wins on the season. Incredible pace as he comes up Eau Rouge and Radion, kicks the rear out, but extends his lead over Corey Dalton. Yeah, he's flying, isn't he? He doesn't need a full front wing. Jake O'Sullivan, by the way, pits again. He's going to try and rob fastest lap off of Casper,
and he thinks
who I think is going to get a podium.
He feels that he needs a new front wing. So
I take back what I said about Casper. Arnaud is still with him, isn't he?
He is. I've got to say, that is impressive that Arnaud is able to hold on, because these tyres must have nothing to them. But again, they may have a longer tyre life. Maybe that'll be helping him out. As I mean, second place is still in sight. It has to be said. I mean, it's not the win he wanted,
Corey's. Oh, that makes life easy for Arnaud.
It does, but obviously with second place in sight, with Corey struggling. I mean, he's lost so much time to Johannes. I don't know if he's actually just flat out made a mistake, but yeah, second place is there. If he can take it, I think he'll call that a good save, but nothing more really. He's now, 8.5 seconds off the race lead. Not what we were expecting. No one else is really fighting up there as well either. The race, as we sadly do tend to see, it's sort of died down a bit. But has to be said, Johannes, his first win this season came at Silverstone, didn't it? As Corey gets a penalty, that will keep Arnaud second place, and he's going to come round the outside here of Casper, and that will make life easier. Casper's into the pits, and Tony could be on for a podium here if he can get himself up the road. You never know. He has got good tyres. He has got the best lap, the fastest lap. Can he catch Arnaud? I mean, he could even be second here. If he can catch Arnaud, he could be on for second here. He's got 2 laps to do it. A lot of catching up to do.
There's a lot of catching up to do. Casper once again playing the long game here, going for the fastest lap of the race for another playoff point. He currently sits on 10. If he gets the fastest lap, it will be 11, more than anybody else this season. Johannes is on his way to 2 playoff points, which he would dearly love. 7 seconds lead over Corey Dalton, make that 10 because of the penalty on RP2.
And I was going to make the point,
free.
Corey's antics and Casper's made me forget my point, but the point I was going to make with Johannes is he won in Silverstone, didn't he, on the reverse layout? And that only came because of Casper bottling it on the final lap. He had that slide coming up the Wellington straight, and so it wasn't really a true win. It was more just a gifted win in a sense. He put the pressure on it and he got what he wanted, but he didn't pass him as such. This time he's come here, qualified very low down, made his way up the field, and he's just had the pace. And considering he had such a long streak of winning races, this is going to be the real confidence booster. Silverstone was a nice bonus, but this is what Johannes needs to launch a proper title campaign, I think. This will fill him with so much confidence.
Absolutely. Johannes, shockingly enough, only 1 pole position in Jackocar, would you believe, after those 27 starts. I will correct myself, it is 27 starts, now 28 this evening. But from 28 starts to 1 lap to go here in Belgium, Johannes seems to have it covered with a 7-second lead over Corey Dalton. And don't let Owen Wyatt take it away from him that his last win was gifted. It doesn't matter, it's a win on paper, and he's aiming for number 4 all time as the car in front of Johannes takes the long GT pit lane. I don't know who that is it Gareth Hall?
Of course it's
moving
Gareth
out the
Hall.
way for our race winner elect. Yellow flags, there's been a commotion at the bus stop, but it really doesn't matter. It's Johannes' day as he breaks into the Kemmel chicane, and he's looking very, very good for race win number 2 of the season, still extending that lead with only half a front wing. Cracking job today from the German.
And you've got that yellow flag was Casper just trying to make himself some space to launch a qualifying lap, so we'll see how that ends when he finishes the race. Casper has set the fast lap earlier in the race, but we just seen it taken there by Jake O'Sullivan, 1:57.8, so lucky Bry on the time. But who's that off? Is that our mate again? It is. He's just drifting around, isn't he, as Gareth Hall? Not even last place, unbelievably. Another yellow flag. Don't know what's going on. What's in the water today? Or is it just Jake just slowing down? Who knows? The yellow's following Jake around. He's out of fuel. That's what's happened. Oh dear, actually. Jake's out of fuel a long way from home. That's going to be a very painful lap for him. Oh dear. But here comes Johannes.
Oh dear.
And well, race 100, it was for a title. It was Kieran Spears who won it in the rain in Miami. But in the rain in Spa, much more fitting, it has to be said, it's going to be Johannes coming round the final corner And you'll see the checkered flag first. It's going to be the 200th Jackocar Cup Series race, and it belongs to Johannes Mellers. What a fantastic drive. Corey is second, and here comes Arnaud across the line, and he will take a podium from the back. Tony is fourth place. Jamie Griffiths, one of his best races for a long time, coming through the bus stop chicane. He's nowhere near Tony, but he's way ahead of Casper, way ahead of Leroy, and well, I think Jake's going to keep falling down the field. Fifth place for Jamie. Let's see the fastest lap attempt. Will Casper get it? Nope. Only P6. Bit of a disastrous race for him. Leroy's going to be seventh. Risky's also run out of fuel, and Jake just behind him. Will Ben Harrett and Jack Craig be able to catch them? Fascinating to see two drivers run out of fuel in this race. I didn't realise it'd be such a big problem. But Leroy 7th, Risky 8th, and Jake, he will hold on for 9th in the end. Will anyone else run out of fuel? Here comes, I think we've also had, Ben finishes 10th, overtaken by Jack Craig after the penalty. Good race for him. Robin out of the final corner, he'll be 12th, and then, a few have run out of fuel out there, but anyway, here's Johannes, our race winner, and he had well over a lap of fuel left in the tank, so he didn't have any fuel issues. Corey didn't have any fuel issues. Arnold had a half a lap left, but yeah, weird one. But anyway, Johannes, winner of race 200.
P9, last man over the line then, P16.
Out of fuel as well, wasn't he? Yeah.
I don't know if he was out of fuel or just doing a little burn up.
His
race 200.
His dash has a load of zeros on it. I'd say he's run out of fuel.
His streak goes on as well to 191 races.
I'll tell you what, I was lucky that didn't happen to any of the race leaders, that fuel issue, because that could have caused a lot of drama. But just no dramas at all for Johannes. I mean, that really is. Maybe I sound surprised. I don't mean to, but it's just I can't believe how well that's gone for him today. I'm sure he probably can't believe how well that's gone for him today. That is the sort of race that, like I say, makes a champion, I think. So let's see if he can take the momentum from this into... When are we next racing? Is it next Thursday?
It is next Thursday, so the Tuesday races are gone. But we do get the joys of a double header, so I think we're going to go down the route of single lap qualifying and two 35% races all in the same evening, and obviously ChatGPT is going to pick Austria reverse and Austria.
And even if it doesn't, we're going to pick it anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously.
First.
So we'll see for a double Austria. Look, we've got the opportunity to do it. Why would we not do it? Let's just be honest with you. I think even the drivers know that's what's going to happen. We're going to be doing Austria reverse, then we're going to be doing Austria forwards. I can't wait for it. It's going to be a fantastic Thursday night. You will want to be here. And, it'll be the first time this season I have to do some maths as well, because we'll be seeing who makes the playoffs. We've not really focused too much on who makes. We always talk about it, but we don't actually. I have no idea who's on the bubble or what. So we'll need to worry about that next Thursday. But I'm just saying that Risky in the chat, he has confirmed he had underbody damage, and Corey also had underbody damage in that race. So that explains some of the problems that the guys were having, along with running out of fuel as well. So Risky had underbody damage and no fuel. Disastrous that. But anyway. We're going to end that here, and enjoy your Tuesday with no Jackocar, and we'll be back for a double header on Thursday next week. Be there, it's going to be fantastic. Safe travels and all the rest of it. Cheerio.